Welcome to Norway's Kristiansand, a city with one of the most fantastic vibes, a fantastic place to visit. We start at the Open Air Museum. This is the Kristiansand Open Air Museum with buildings and houses from 1400 to 1800 from this region. This is the oldest. It's a 3-story storage area. She said the expensive things they wanted to keep would be stored up in the top too. And there's a house that was typical of the time, but it's being renovated. That would be an old house that had a fireplace and a hole for the smoke. But this house would be a new house because they got chimneys. So they were able to build 2 stories, they were able to paint the walls, things like that. Then this is typical of a whole farm. You've got another storage thing over there. You've got a barn. You've got a little thing to store the horses. The horses were really small in those days. And some of the maids and things would sleep with the animals because it kept it cozy and warm. Aren't those gorgeous? And there's a sauna way up there. That was kept away from the house because of fire. This is a closer look at the sauna. Oh, but it was plenty hot in here. I must say it's a lot bigger than I expected. I love open air museums like this. It's such a look into the past and how things were done.
That's a good question.
There's another barn back there. And she said this house never had electricity. They never wanted electricity.
And this is the old schoolhouse. Yes, because humidity.
That's the old schoolhouse. Oh. In the summer they have sheep and they keep the grass low.
Wait for us.
That's a chicken coop. Oh. And the picnic area. So this is the main street. So these are houses from Kristiansand after 2 devastating fires in the 1800s. 1892 was the last. In the 1850s was the first. And she said after that they said we have to stop building in wood. So they started tearing houses down. So the museum took as many as they could. And there's an old telephone back there. Yeah. And look at that old phone. Huh. How cool is that? So this would be behind the houses on the left. The houses on the left as you walk down are the poorer people. The houses on the right were the rich people. But she said the poorer people kept all kinds of animals. They had outhouses, and sometimes they had 3 holes in the outhouse. It's closeness, but then she also said 12 people would live in a tiny little house. So I guess sometimes you needed 3 holes at a time. Oh, speaking of 3-hole outhouses, from 1850, and then here's where they would have kept some animals. So this is still in the back garden. That looks like a big work shed. She said some of the bigger houses would house several families, and then, oh, I heard horses. And then people working, if they wanted a place to stay for the winter, they could pay a small fee. Look at those steep stairs. That reminds me of our great-grandmother's house. Our great-grandfather built the stairs in her house, and they were the steepest I've ever climbed and fallen down. I know that will surprise no one who knows me. This is the wealthy side. She said it would have been shipbuilders. And if you look closely, some of the windows, they wanted symmetry. So they wanted windows, but they also wanted walls to put paintings up. So some of these windows, like the one on the bottom here, they're just painted on. They're not real. So is the one in this bottom. So that looks symmetrical. Huh.
That's pretty cool.
And the shipbuilder didn't want to look over at old people. I mean, poor people. So he built a little garden and a tea house, which I'll show you in one moment. This is the tea house and the garden that the wealthy shipbuilder built for himself. Isn't this gorgeous? And the tea house is now used as a cafe during the summer. This was the shipbuilder's house. Wow. It's huge. This is upstairs. They had the bedrooms. This looks like a meeting room more. Like a dining room. Wow, these rooms are huge. This was built in 1807 and right now houses a maritime exhibition. And this is the poorer side again, and we're heading out. So this one's from 1813. Ooh, it's a small staircase. So this would have been one of the places that a lot of different workers would have lived. Certainly looks like a well, doesn't it? It's very pretty. This is a miniature Kristiansand before the fires. Church. They even have the street names. Next, we walked around Kristiansand's Old Town. We saw different architectural styles, but the best place was right around the cathedral. There's a square in front of the cathedral, and it was a market day, and it was bustling with people and so energetic and just had such a great vibe. This entire town had an amazing vibe. It was just enjoyable. This heart is the middle of the city. Kristiansand Cathedral. It said the majority of the front is original.
Small farmers market today, a remnant of, the
Listen to the church bells. And this is the main street of Kristiansand. This is a mall. It has a grocery, and then there's another mall down there.
that's right directly to the left of it is my university. So it's very convenient for you.
In the 1800s, this was a bank.
I tried going there. I found that.
A former bank.
In your neighborhood, you would look out your gossip mirror and you'd see what
These
Stacy
are
was
gossip
doing on
mirrors.
Thursday night, or where Adam was headed to on
You can know
Friday.
everything that's happening in your neighborhood.
That's the first iteration of Instagram. And this is one of the only houses left in Hostibian that have a gossip mirror. So I'm sure whoever lives here is very sick of hearing my voice because I stop here quite often.
This is a parking lot. It goes down into the parking lot. She said when they were building it, they found 156 bodies and they had to rebury them, but they went ahead with the parking lot. In the 17 and 1800s, it was quite common to meet your guests out here where they could have a seat. I love that idea. So these are the old cobblestones. And this is obviously the new street. So that would have been the old street. And she said that back in the day, this would have been a poorer area or working class area. But now it's the opposite. It's quite a nice area. It's close to the center of town. Beautiful homes. So the double doors now lead to courtyards. You can park bikes, small car. It used to be for horses. This ahead of us is the fish market. And I love these little buildings. Aren't they gorgeous? It helps that it is a gorgeous day. Not a drop of rain. Beautiful sun. The Old Wharf, or the fish market, is a fantastic area. You can walk to it from the cruise port, and there are restaurants and shops. And I say later on, we went to a Mexican place and an ice cream place that was fantastic. You can just sit and watch the little boats come and go. It's really, really nice. The area just beside the ship had some great souvenir sellers. We might have bought a couple things there. So we're back at the port. At the fish market, there is a Mexican place that we recommend called Amigos, and an ice cream place right across from that is amazing. The ice cream scoops are monsters. So the fish market is a great place to hang out, particularly on a pretty day like today. Now here at the port, there are some souvenir shops, so we're gonna have a look. And here is Kristiansand. The cruise quay is down at the bottom. The fish market where we just ate, just above it. And we walked around the middle part there with the Cathedral. I wish we had time to go to the aquarium and the zoo. There's a zoo just out of town, but we don't. So we'll just have to come back someday. Kristiansand has a lot of little islands around it. And look at that sun! Oh, what a gorgeous day. And right at the very tip, you can see a little lighthouse. And there's another ship. Looks like it's coming in. Leaving? I can't tell.